I think that love is one of the most misunderstood powers in unity. And that's because so often we connect with love as an emotion, the way we feel about something. And love can be an emotion. It's actually the word we use to describe a certain kind of emotion. But in unity, when we're talking about love, we're not talking about it from an emotional perspective. Emotions can come and go. Anybody in here notice that? Highs and lows and comes and goes, and we fall in and out of love, and all those things. What we're talking about when we talk about love and unity is we're talking about something that is immutable, unchangeable. And so in unity, we have the 12 powers, and love is one of our powers. It's one of our abilities. It's a capacity we have. It's not something we have to learn. It's not something that we have to get. It's not something we have to be good enough at something or understand something about ourselves in order to truly be able to be love or to experience and understand love. It's innate within us. And so the way unity would describe love is that it's our ability to harmonize, attract, and unify. And Charles Fillmore puts it this way. He says, love in divine mind is the idea of universal unity, right? And can you feel that, how it lives up there in sort of like idea land, universal unity, which is fabulous and great. But what does that mean right here? What does that actually mean for me, in my body, in time, and in space? And he says, in expression, and that would be me and you, that love is the power that joins and binds in divine harmony the universe and everything in it. Did you know you were that powerful? Did you know that that is your capacity to harmonize and to bind? Now, the holidays are here, and I know that a lot of us might be struggling with some of that the harmony isn't actually present, that what we're actually feeling is disharmony, what we're actually feeling is stress, what we're actually feeling is overwhelm. As I was clearing palm fronds off that sidewalk with Elizabeth and Matt for like 25 minutes yesterday, and trying to get them out of the street, and cars couldn't get through the road, and we're pulling them off the street, and we go down the road, and then we turn back, and the wind had blown them all back again. So as we go back again, we're pulling them all back again, and I'm having this disharmony within myself, right? I'm having this, right? That you all know what I'm talking about. And then the bus driver went by and said, "Thank you so much." Right? And that's the reminder that we're all being welcomed into. That there is no good that we do that is ever wasted, even if it might feel like it. There is no love that we share that is ever wasted. And that's really what we're talking about, a love that has no conditions, a love that doesn't say it has to be this way, a love that just is in flow, is in harmony. So I invite you to think about it this way, that love is the realization of oneness with all people and all things, even the wind that was blowing those palm fronds around, right? And to truly love it, how unity understands it, it means to see the divine in others, even and especially when they're the most irritating. That's our practice. That's our practice, to see beyond the surface level and to recognize the interconnectedness of everything. That whatever it is you are doing that right now feels as if you're just, scripture, pearls before swine, That you're like, why am I doing this? Nobody pays attention, nobody appreciates it, nobody gets it, whatever that story is. There is no good that you do that is wasted. So we talked last week about understanding how peace happens for us is because our divine nature is certain, even when our lives feel uncertain, right? And that's the balancing act. That's what it means to be a divine human. And we're balancing this divine nature and the uncertainty that is our life, because change is always happening. So, of course, I'm going to bring Buddha in during Christmas, right? That's just how I roll. So, when I was on my silent retreat at Spirit Rock, it was a yoga retreat, and it was all about grounding ourselves. That was the whole point of the retreat. And the story that kept being spoken about by the teachers was of this moment right before Siddhartha's enlightenment, when he became a Buddha, where he is sitting under the tree, and Mara arises, and all these demons. Chris looked at this picture. My wife looked at this picture last night. She was like, okay, that's creepy. But can anybody relate to this? That this is what's happening inside of us? Maybe one of those demons is your unworthiness. Maybe one of those demons is your mother-in-law, right? Maybe one of those demons is the aches and the pains that you feel in your body temple. So in this moment where the Buddha has been sitting for a really long time, Mara arises and all the demons arise. And Mara says, I'm the one who deserves the enlightenment because I'm stronger, I'm bigger, I've been doing this longer than you. I'm paraphrasing. And all the demons say, yes, we witness Mara. Mara is the one who should be sitting where you're sitting. Anybody ever felt that? That your demons are just taking over? No, I'm in charge. My reactivity, I'm in charge. My insecurity, I'm in charge. My fear, that's in charge. And in this moment, Buddha reaches down and touches the ground. And the earth answers and says, I witness for you. You are enough. You've done the work. And in that moment, Mara dissipates, and it really does happen, right? It can be that quick that the fears fall away. And enlightenment enters Buddha's consciousness. Siddhartha becomes the Buddha. What I love about this story, this journey that we're all being invited to step into, is really how often, and especially in the busiest of seasons, do you just touch the earth? The grounding that you are doesn't have to be out in the world. Your body is earth. Can you still yourself? Can you recenter? Can you gather yourself together? Can you harmonize and unify your own beingness first and foremost? It's the old airplane adage. You got to put your own oxygen on first before you reach out to help the children or anyone else. Can you touch the ground, harmonize, unify, allow yourself to be that which is stronger than any demon that you might feel is alive within your heart or your mind or your family story or the world's story? Hanukkah is on Christmas Eve. Hanukkah starts on Christmas Eve this year. It doesn't happen very often. And so Irving Greenberg says this, which I love. He says, the proper response, as Hanukkah teaches, is not to curse the darkness, but to light a candle. Not to curse the darkness. Buddha doesn't curse the demons. He doesn't tell the demons anything. He grounded himself with the earth, grounded himself with the truth of who he is. And in that moment, he becomes the candle. And that's what we're all being invited into during the season of light. When you truly love, you see all people as part of yourself. Service becomes a natural response to the realization of this oneness. Because we are being invited not just to unify and harmonize our own heart. We're not here to just show up so that I personally have a better life, because there is no I personally having a better life. We are here to be in service to the greater whole. If we don't consciously tend to the greater whole, then we cannot grow, because we are not separate from that. You are called to be a hand to the fallen, a crutch for the broken, a healing presence for the sick. You are called to step out of your comfort zone and into the valleys of the hopeless, like a lighthouse illuminating the dark corners of the earth. And my favorite quote, service is what prayer looks like when it gets up off its knees and walks around in the world. So we are being invited into the uncomfortable places. The choir is modeling that for us. We're being invited into the places that challenge us. We're being invited to break through the sense of other. Can you feel how that's what the choir is going to be doing today? To see and know the divinity, the wholeness, the oneness, regardless of whatever circumstances are active in our lives. So there's a lot in this for us to sit with and to try to understand, what are our demons? Really, what are the things that raise their heads and have their pitchforks and just keep poking you all day long? And what are the ways that you ground yourself in truth, in earth, in that which is always nourishing, always replenishing? So let's take this into a time of meditation as we just allow ourselves a moment of authentic honesty. This teaching can often want to paint a very pretty gloss over the things that are uncomfortable within us, because we are positive teaching. But healing happens because we're willing to walk through the discomfort. So I'm just inviting us first and foremost to just breathe into the love that you actually are right now. Just welcoming and opening into the stillness at the center of your being. Welcoming and opening to that sense of who you truly are. The lighthouse that is your true nature and true name, the candle in the dark, the seeming dark. And as you welcome this awareness within yourself, just notice where there's any resistance. Oh, I'm the light here, but I would never be the light over there. Just notice the stories, They're probably familiar. Probably not the first time you've danced with them. We're just welcoming the next level of healing and wholeness to arise. And we just allow that love to guide us right into that place where we're grounding. So feeling your own hand touching the ground that is the very center of your beingness. Feeling the surety that faith allows us, that we stand upon. Feeling that innate peace that arises as we allow ourselves to know who we truly are. And that love just burbling forth, uninhibited. There are no restrictions to our love, not really. And let's just rest here for a few moments in the silence, allowing ourselves to actually be love. Nothing to do, just be the light, be the love, be the life, be the truth of who and what you actually are. And from this place and space of grounded surety, I invite you to just imagine what it is that you can do and be in the world that is in service. What are your hands called to do? Where is your body called to be? Not worrying about whether you can do it well or not, just where are you being invited to serve with all of your love, with all of the light? Where are you being invited to see oneness and wholeness? Where can you challenge yourself so that your understanding of true interconnectedness continues to grow and expand? This is the inquiry I invite you into this week as we anchor this beautiful week of Advent love, harmonizing, unifying, both within and without. And in gratitude for the truth that love is my beingness, your beingness, all beingness. I invite you to know with me, and so it is. Amen. Ashe. So we have an affirmation, and our affirmation for today is, on this day of Advent, I open my heart and trust in the power of love. Can we please know this together? On this day of Advent, I open my heart and trust in the power of love, and so it is.